Sometimes it feels like the noise around us just never quiets down. This is 10 Better Minutes, a podcast that brings you a few recent stories where the world feels a bit steadier and more connected. Here, you will find moments that don't ignore the hard parts, but offer a sense of balance through real experiences. I'm your host, Ian Rhodes, and I appreciate you taking a little time to listen today. In the next few minutes, we will explore how young people are using art to build bridges across communities, and how a family tradition at a neighborhood park quietly holds the meaning of freedom and resilience. But first, let's begin with a story about a mayor who spent nights sleeping in a homeless shelter to better understand the people he serves. Every Friday night, Mayor Mike Kaufman of Aurora, Colorado, lays down on a cot inside the Tier 1 Men's Congregate shelter at the Aurora Regional Navigation Campus. He is an Army veteran and a sitting mayor, but for months he has chosen a simple routine instead of a distance. The campus itself opened in November 2025 in a former Crown Plaza and was built around a 3-tier path. Tier 1 focuses on basic needs, Tier 2 adds recovery, mental health services, and job training, and Tier 3 is planned for later when maintenance is finished. Kaufman has been there since February, sleeping overnight and then helping set up and serve breakfast on Saturday morning. He describes the sleep as hard, and he has been honest about it. He never wants to do it again. But he also says that you really cannot understand homelessness until you see the human being inside it, the way their days and choices connect to what happens next. Before the program settled into its longer-term rhythm, the new campus faced early rollout problems, and the organizers worked through issues as the tiers came online. Through his repeated presence, Kaufman found trust growing in small, everyday ways, not in speeches, not from afar, but in conversation, and in the steady work of showing up. And maybe that is the quiet miracle here. A community is not just a system that runs. It is people who keep returning, so compassion can become something real, not just an idea. Sometimes the day starts like any other, and then one brave kindness snaps everything into place. On Balboa Island in Newport Beach, a dog named George wandered too close to traffic and somehow ended up in the harbor. When 15-year-old Mateo Ackerman saw him struggling near the water, he did not hesitate. He jumped in, swam out to George, and carried him back to safety. Once George was on shore, friends helped wrap him in a towel to help him feel warm, and they took a careful look at his collar. The phone number on it led them straight to the owner, and they made the call. Mateo and his friends stayed there while help arrived, keeping George calm and cared for until he could be reunited with the family who had been searching for him. Even better, the whole rescue was captured on video, so the moment did not stay only in memory. What makes this story feel hopeful is how quickly compassion can turn into action. A teen simply chose to help, and then he kept helping until the last missing piece found its way back home. Hope, in stories like this, is not a big speech. It is a swim, a lift, a warm towel, and a phone call that brings everyone together again. Have you ever wondered what happens when a classroom lesson becomes a community heartbeat? Today, we are looking at a program where young artists can turn big ideas like identity and unity into real support for other young people. Students Rebuild invites young people ages 5 to 25 to create artwork and other creative submissions around an annual theme. This year the theme is Unique and United, and the prompt is simple enough to meet kids where they are while still pointing toward belonging. Creative Visions powers the program and donates $5 for every piece submitted or young person engaged, up to an annual cap of $1 million. The concrete math matters because it connects creativity to action. Participants unlock the full $1 million after 114,445 people submitted or helped create 90,720 pieces. That means the art was not only seen, it was also counted and translated into funding that partner organizations can use to expand support. One telling moment came with a London event on June 12th, launching Refugee Week London 2026 with Counterpoints Arts, Choose Love, and the South Bank Center. Choose Love also expanded partners, including Dobrody Club in Ukraine and Refocus Media Labs in Greece, to help displaced and conflict-affected young people create art in safer spaces. What I love about this story is how it keeps connection tangible. A theme, a drawing, a shared prompt in a classroom. Then suddenly, the creativity reaches beyond school and helps make room for more young people to express themselves. I've always thought Juneteenth is carried in small, practical things, the kind that survive even when the rest of life changes. This time, the story starts with one family returning to a place they once knew by heart. Decades ago, a father last visited Booker T. Washington Park near Comanche Crossing on Lake Mexia in the summer of 1965, when Juneteenth meant cooking all night and getting everything ready for June 19th before the day even began. He remembers packing smoked meat and potato salad as non-negotiable parts of the spread, alongside barbecue ribs, chicken, and brisket. There were desserts too, banana pudding and pecan pie, and a bottle of Big Red soda that seemed like it belonged to the celebration as much as the pavilion itself. His child is older now, and together they revisit the park, walking the grounds where an elevated dance pavilion still rises above the crowd, even though the structure is not the original, destroyed by a fire in the 1990s. As they talk, his memories return in gentle pieces, like the way food warms the hands and brings people closer without asking them to explain. The father does not just tell stories. He shows how earlier celebrations shaped identity, how a family learned to gather, share, and keep going. In the end, their return feels like a homecoming. They leave with Juneteenth, not as something distant and historical, but as a living tradition, held in recipes, in fellowship, and in the quiet decision to remember together. If you have ever wondered whether menopause support should feel more like community than a checklist, this story is for you. A new Smart Menopause Hub opened in Peterborough in Fengate, and it started with a simple, good action: listening and making space. After 2 pilot workshops sold out, organizers Susanna Brazier and Emma Raby brought the program to meet local demand. The hub offers education sessions and fitness classes, but it is also designed to be a safe, practical place to talk openly about symptoms. And as Brazier put it in an interview with BBC Radio Cambridgeshire, the hub is not just about hot flushes. It is also about the quieter challenges that can show up in everyday life, like brain fog, loss of confidence, and reduced strength. What makes this feel especially grounding is how the support extends outward. Alongside sessions for women, the hub includes education for men, helping partners understand what is happening and how to offer real encouragement. The result is relief that looks like getting back into your routine, plus the steadier feeling of not having to carry everything alone. If menopause has been treated like a finish line instead of a phase, this hub reminds us that learning can be shared, strength can be practiced, and understanding can be built, one conversation at a time. As always, I have a wonderful tip for you to help with your mental reset and to find more steady joy in the world. Today's tip is about rebuilding your feed around calm, useful, and humane voices. Start by noticing what your feed does to your body. Does it speed you up, tighten your chest, or leave you restless and suspicious? If so, you do not have to fix yourself. You can change what you are feeding your attention. Begin with small swaps. Unfollow accounts that repeatedly pull you into outrage or comparison. Replace them with voices that teach, soothe, or simply tell the truth in a kinder way. Look for creators who speak with patience, share practical steps, and show up as real people, not just reactions. Then set gentle boundaries. Choose a short check in the morning and one later in the day. When you open the app, go in with one intention: like learning something, saving something useful, or watching something calming, and then stop when you reach your goal. Over time, your feed becomes less of a noise machine and more of a companion. You can still stay informed, but you do it with your nervous system in mind. Well, friends, that brings us to the end of this episode of 10 Better Minutes. If you have been feeling weighed down by the noise out there, I hope these stories nudged you towards something quieter and steadier. That decency and kindness still show up, often in ordinary ways, and people keep choosing to help. If you would like more of that, please follow or subscribe, and you can come back to new episodes posted every day. And if you have a good news story link or a local bright spot that more people should hear about, please drop it in the comments. This is Ian Rhodes with 10 Better Minutes. Take care, and I will see you tomorrow.